You've been living your life in a loop, eating junk, wasting time playing video games. You've wanted to get in shape. You've wanted to work out. You wanted to feel better. You wanted to make a better life for yourself, create more income, do the things that you want to do, create more freedom. But the truth is, you've been living in a loop. Every time you start your journey, every time you take that step, almost inevitably, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months down the line, you blink your eyes and you look back and you're right in the same exact spot that you started. And the truth is, it's because you're a victim to your circumstances, to your life, and you don't know how to hold yourself accountable. And I can say that because I've been there. And every day I'm on that journey. And when you learn these skills that I'm going to tell you, and you understand these principles of life, you can implement them into your life. You can insert them. You can download them from this video and take them into your world and change your life. And the key is to become what I like to call a winner. And the winners, they know this very single thing that I'm going to tell you. They know that their mind, their subconscious programming is very hard to overcome. The person that they are is controlling them, and it's keeping them in these cycles, these bad habits. And so to get out of that, they have to go all focus and become someone new. I remember when I first heard that thought kind of scared me, because I was like, I love who I am, right? I love myself. There's things about myself I don't like, but I really do love myself. I love my family. Like, are they going to appreciate this new person? The truth about becoming somebody new is you're not leaving your morals. You're not leaving your inner true core values behind. You're not throwing those out the window. But what you are doing is you're throwing these programs, these scripts that we've learned throughout our lives behind, and we're going to reprogram those to create the life that we want. And I'm not trying to hype this up, but I'm trying to talk seriously so this message gets across from you. And so you can start to download this information and become what I like to call the winner. It's very difficult to break out of these scripts. It's very difficult to break out of the subconscious programming that we're in, but in this video, I'm going to show you how exactly to do that. If you don't know who I am, my name's Jack Sumner. Over the last 5 years, I've been obsessed with high-ticket sales, entrepreneurship, just becoming a better person. And about 12 years ago, I started my personal development journey. And my life has changed immensely. I was at a place where I was kind of a victim. I wasn't motivated. I wasn't happy with my life. I couldn't find appreciation in the simple things around me. And there was a point where I was too scared to live and I was too scared to die. And I just felt very purposeless. And the people around me, they didn't even know it. I just put a smile on and kept going. But I knew there had to be more. And so I started working on this thing called personal development. And we're going to talk about this in the video. And we're also going to talk about why it is the one key that is going to help you break free from this script that's keeping you stuck in this loop and this cycle, and keeping you from reaching the goals that you have for yourself and getting the outcomes that you want, okay? So very simple. Let's start this video by talking about just that, how you start your day. The first thing is you need to get very consistent on the time that you wake up in the morning. Whatever that time is for you, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., some people wake up at 4, some people wake up at 7. It shouldn't be after 7 a.m. Be very consistent on your time and make it early. The goal here is you want to beat the sun up or get up with the sun. You don't want everybody else starting their day, getting into work or working on whatever they're doing for their life, and you just waking up. You want to beat the sun up. This is going to help you get a start on the day. It's also going to build discipline, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. Okay, so get up early and be consistent with your time. No excuses, wake up. At first, this is going to be really difficult. It's going to be hard. You're going to be miserably tired. You're probably, by the end of the day, 5 o'clock, you're not going to be able to talk to anybody. But over time, your body will get adjusted. And soon enough, you'll be waking up naturally early. And it'll be easy for you. Okay? I like to wake up at 5 o'clock. I wake up, my routine is very simple. I wake up, I meditate for 20 minutes, and then I get right into work. Start my day. Whatever your morning routine is, that's fine. You can adjust it, make it as long or short as you want. But what I recommend is doing it every single day. This is going to be the key to actually breaking these cycles that we talked about. Next thing is instilling this discipline. Whatever you committed to in the last step, waking up in the morning, if you have a morning routine, if you said, hey, I'm going to wake up, meditate, exercise, whatever it is, I want you to commit to it. Write it down and do it every single day. And your only goal is to do it every single day, day after day after day after day. And when you start to do this, what happens is you start to feel really good. You're like, hey, I've committed to this. I've kept my promise to myself, and I've done it every single day. And your confidence starts to change. Your level of your being starts to change. You know that you can say you're going to do something and keep the promises to yourself. Confidence comes over you. You have more energy. You have more excitement. And this discipline is a very simple definition. It's doing the things that you don't feel like doing. Waking up when you don't feel like waking up. Going to the gym and exercising. Working on your health when you don't feel like working on your health, when you're too tired. Doing the work when you really don't feel like working today. Working on your goals. That is discipline. Put in the steps that you believe that it's going to take to get you to your goal. Do them day after day. Your goal is to do it as many days in a row as possible. Make no excuses. Very simple. The next one, step 3, work on raising your awareness. And if you get this right, I believe this step right here is directly proportionate to the income that you make. So your awareness is just that. Are you aware of who you are? What kind of thoughts that you're thinking? The script that you're operating on. I told you that we're running on this script. Our mind is running on this script. So start to take note of the thoughts that come to your mind. Are you mainly thinking positive? Are you mainly thinking negative? If you don't feel good inside, if you feel a little bit stressed, anxious, worried, maybe like guilty, you know that your programming has been one of such that is not in alignment with what you want because you feel bad, okay? And so you want to start to notice your thoughts. Notice how you've been thinking. Notice how you've been feeling, because the way you feel is a culmination of the way you've been thinking. It's a pattern. You think a thought, you feel an emotion, and then you create your outer world around you. Things start to show up to reinforce that feeling that you have, that vibration that you're operating on. And so really start to notice, raise your awareness of who you are, what you're thinking, the actions that you're taking. Are you keeping your word to yourself? Are you thinking negative? Is there some limiting beliefs that you have in your head that are keeping you from being and going where you want to go? And when you start to do this, things magically start to change. Now, how do you do this? How do you become more aware? Number 1, just in your everyday life, put some attention on your thoughts. Don't just live in this program that you've been operating in. Start to look at what you're thinking. I do this by meditating, and I recommend everybody meditate for at least 20 minutes a day. Sit there in silence. Don't judge yourself. Don't get angry with yourself. Don't get frustrated, but just sit there. Close your eyes. Don't rest your head. Sit up. Put a 20-minute timer on and notice what you're thinking. Notice your thoughts. Are you starting to get stressed? Like, oh, I got all this stuff to do. I can't sit here and, I can't sit in silence. Okay, there's a thought. You're starting to notice that it's a little bit of stress, and you're starting to. You can pull back these layers of who you are and get to the core of who you really are underneath all these things that we've picked up along our way. This is how you raise your awareness. You can also journal. Some of this comes with fitness, going on walks, exercising, but this is how you work on raising your awareness. And when you do this, life can change. Life can change in the best way possible. Okay, so those are the first 3 that I think are the most important. I started doing this awareness process probably, like I said, at the beginning of my journey when I started meditating. 12 years ago is probably when I did my first meditation. I was in college, and I just sat there, and there was these moments of clarity that just came up, and they changed. And since then, I would say most of my life has been this awareness process in my head of just uncovering more things about myself. And there's new things that come up. There's new patterns of the way you are and the way you're becoming that come up, and you have to be aware of those. So Do that. Okay. The next one is your phone is a distraction. I don't care if you're doing business on it. I do business on my phone, but like right now you can look at my phone and it's on work D&D. Do not disturb. None of my notifications come up. I'm even better when I put my phone across the room and I get into a flow state. Every time I look at my phone or my phone lights up, I get slightly distracted. So hide your phone away. It's not really helping you. Even if you do business there, put it away for a good part of the day. And you can always come back to your phone later. Nothing's running from you. And you can utilize the platforms that you need to for business. But for most of the day, you need to hide it, put it away. You don't need it. The next thing is use your calendar. Block off time to do the task that you need to get done. So if you don't, I use Google Calendar, very simple. You can put your time in there. You can put a reminder to yourself. You can block out the time that you're going to work on things. And then so you can really keep track of what is on your calendar and what is taking up your time during your day. You're not always going to be perfect. I don't follow my calendar perfectly. I don't follow my calendar perfectly all the time, 100%. I do not do that because things come up and they shouldn't, but you have to be in charge of your time. A lot of times this means you're going to have to say no to going out with friends. This means you're going to have to maybe even not talk to friends as much or keep people out of your circle that are taking up time that isn't adding to the goals that you want to be, that you want to achieve. Because the person you want to be is not the person you are now. And you're going to have to upgrade yourself, become someone new, and break these cycles. Use that calendar. Very important. Okay. These are it. These are the 5 things I deem to be the most important if you want to break free of these cycles that are holding you captive and keeping you from actually doing the work. Okay. Remember, the top 3 are very simple. You must wake up early in the morning. Start your day before everybody else. That's just like the baseline. Number 2 is you got to install discipline. This is going to be doing the things that you don't want to do because at some point in time, even though these actions, they'll help you get to your goals, you're not going to feel like doing them and you have to do them anyways and continue on. And then the third one is simple. Work on raising your awareness. And so you can start to become and feel and start to unwrap who you've been so you can become that new person. And the other ones are very tactical. Take your phone, put it away. And the last one, use your calendar to block out time. Be very anal about who you let on your calendar and who you decide to give time to and what activities you decide to give time to. All right, guys, I hope this helped. I hope you got some value from it. Just wanted to get on here, give it to you real. Hope you gained something from this. And as always, the world is better when you're better. Keep going. The time is now. Let's get it.